You're listening to Find Your Film After Dark. We're here with Jack Fitzpatrick from Let's Crash This Parade. Hello, Jack. How's it going?
Hey, what's going on? Just here to talk about movies and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's good to have you on here finally. Big fans of the YouTube channel, obviously.
Thanks.
And what do you got going on? This is usually something we save for the end, but might as well front load it.
Let's just be a really boring person, say absolutely nothing, just editing and then working. It's a very exciting life. I spend most of the time editing videos.
So how does that work? Because you do a lot on your videos and you're pretty prolific with them too. So like what's the let's say you're starting a video now. Like how long does it take to record, and then how long does it take to edit, and like what all goes into how much time is spent before you actually hit upload on YouTube?
It's an even more complicated question than that, because it depends if it takes research or not. Like if I'm doing like a video essay where I'm actually writing it all out, that's obviously going to add time. But if I'm just doing like a quick movie review, it's like whatever, I'll chuck it up in a few hours maybe. If I'm doing like a lot of clips or focusing on a lot of different types of movies, though, editing can take weeks. You know what the biggest part of editing is? Like, depending on the video, it's not going to take weeks for all of them. But do you know what the biggest part is? Just compiling clips. Like, It's boring, it's like redundant and sucks. But that's it. Like that's what a lot of time is spent doing, going through all that stuff.
You ever get the feeling when you're done, it's like, oh, this is fucking good. Well, on to the next one. Or do you even have that moment where like you get done with your video and you're like, all that work?
No, I do, because I'll be like, all right, good, I got something done this weekend. Like I'm a week ahead. That's good. Like I try and keep videos ahead. Like a little secret for you, I'm like 8 videos ahead at the moment. I've made my next 8 or so videos right now. I'm planning Halloween now. Like that's kind of how it works. But yeah.
So does that mean like, so that's all the like the evergreen ones, right? Like, ranking, whatever. But then you always are going to drop in with your like a review of something that's coming out like this week or whatever. You do that.
Yeah, like well. Sorry, I interrupted. I just checked.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're good.
That new horror movie, The Invitation. I wasn't like planning to do that, but it came out and I found out we got it first over here in Australia. So I'm like, if you get it up first, that's always a good sign, right? So yeah, and it actually did pretty good. So yeah.
Usually if I see you and Emma both get them like about the same time, I know it must have come to Australia first. I'm like, okay, well now I know. Now I know where it's going.
That's exactly right. Spooky Astronauts, right? That's that channel. Yeah.
It's weird that they have I guess there's a reason for it. I just don't know what that reason is, to release different movies at different times at different places, but I don't understand what that reasoning would be, because with technology and the internet the way it is, it seems like it would make more sense to just release everywhere at the same time. But
I don't know. It's always
maybe that's a producer question.
Like we used to get the Marvel movies first, which I always thought was really, really weird. Now it's a bit mixed. It can be a bit different, but like, it's weird because we also miss out on half the stuff as well. Like I was just talking with my wife in the car. She was looking up movies that are coming out soon. She's like, Bodies. That doesn't come out till the 15th next month. So and sometimes we don't even get like the movie, whatever it is. I'll be like really excited for it. Everybody's talking about it, and like I have to watch it 4 years later when it eventually hits streaming.
Well, one of the movies you got first was Knitram. So I remember you doing you had a video on that, and you even talked a little bit about what the true story was, and that was a really good video. But also I had not heard of that until I saw your video. So then I was like, ooh, like I was like, when the hell is this thing coming out? Like I had a certain hype for that I probably wouldn't have had otherwise.
Oh wow, that's kind of interesting. That's cool. That's not like the type of movie you'd think of having hype for, you know what I mean? But I'm glad I could do that for you.
Well, like we're crazy movie people, and we hear about something, we need to see it, right? Like we're like, oh wait, what is that movie, and why am I not seeing it in my eyeballs right now? So
I feel that.
It's like I get when the beta test came out, I was getting all hyped for that. I'm like, dude, new Jim Cummings movie beta test is gonna be awesome. Most people I know is like, I don't know what that, like the guy that does Winnie the Pooh voice, different Jim Cummings, but never mind, it's gonna be awesome movie.
I still haven't seen the beta test. Sorry, guys.
And is it playing over there? Or?
I have no idea. I never saw any sessions of it, and it's not streaming. So
now how would that work? Like, I figure if it's streaming here, it would be streaming everywhere, or at the very least, you'd be able to find.
No. Very wrong. Sorry for interrupting you, but that is completely wrong.
but I mean, is there ways around that to where, like, with the NordVPN or whatever, like, is there ways that you can do that?
There is, yeah, yeah. And if you go on the old seas and whatever, sure, that's always an option as well.
I don't. Man, they even separate it by internet release. That's. We need to get a producer on here and talk about these reasons, because this did not make any sense to me at all.
Netflix is the same way too, right? Netflix, there's like a European version or an English version, and
yeah. Oh hell yeah! It's even more confusing than that too, though, because we even have completely different streaming services. Like, we don't have Hulu. Our Hulu is like connected with our Disney Plus. We have this thing called Star on Disney Plus. And we have completely other different ones you wouldn't have heard of, like Stan is a streaming service we have here. I don't know why. We have Binge, which is basically our HBO Max. That's like with the Warner Brothers stuff and everything. Like, it's weird, man. Like, the rights, I think, like, it's mainly a rights issue, like who has the rights to what. And that stuff, I guess, overseas can get screwed up in some way.
No, I guess that makes sense, because when you sell a movie, you got different, like, this distributor is doing North American release, and this distributor is doing the European release or whatever.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Okay, we got to the bottom of it, I think. But anywho, we're gonna do are you familiar with the Find Your Film game, or the IMDb game, as Greg hates me to say?
Yes, I am. I love the one about the bear, the revenant bear.
Oh yes,
that was a good one. Well, so Bruce had watched Samaritan, and then he made a post of what Not Quite Logan or something.
Yes, Not Quite Logan.
And then that made me think of Stallone, and then James Mangold. And we haven't done James Mangold yet, so I'm guessing you're familiar with them, Jack.
I'm familiar with it. Yeah, I think I've seen most of his movies. I hope.
I think so. It just seemed like it'd be a good one. I hate Logan, but that doesn't mean it won't win, because maybe I get outvoted on this, and that's kind of how this thing works.
I have a feeling.
You guys can talk amongst yourselves. I'll bring up the IMDb of James Mangold.
This is going to display my lack of. I have this weird thing where I'm terrible with names, and unless it's like a director that's my favorite or an actor that's my favorite, I'll hear the name and be like, yeah, I've heard of that guy. What does he do? And I have to look at the IMDb and have to figure out, like, oh, I've seen all these movies by this person. So thank goodness we have Eric as a master of ceremonies. Or I'd be like, I don't know what he's made. Tell me. I don't know. Other than Logan, apparently. I guess he made Logan.
He only made Logan, and that was it.
Okay, well, I guess that wins. So easy game.
Normally, I guess with you two, we can start off with we like to start off with what you think might win. Whether or not it actually does, we'll find out. But I already looked at the IMDb, so I'm not going to do that because I already looked ahead. But you guys want to give your thoughts on which James Mangold movie you think might come out on top?
I'm probably voting for Logan there, dude.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna leave
let me get the coin ready to flip.
Actually, where is it? Logan, right there, right. Facing.
Oh, actually, we don't need
one of the special ones.
We don't need a coin because there's 3 of us. Normally, the coin's just to break ties, but we got an odd number, so there's not going to be any
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, we'll start off with movies he's got coming out. We got Indiana Jones 5, apparently coming out in 2023. We
I
got
didn't know he was doing that.
Crenshaw. I don't know what Crenshaw is. Let me look this one up. Jackson, a boy whose family has fallen on hard times, is visited by his imaginary friend, a giant cat named Crenshaw. So that could be a thing. And then we also have Juliet, a romantic drama in which a young woman learns she may be related to the people who inspire one of the most tragic love stories of all time. She may be related to the people who inspire. So like Shakespeare? Oh wait, no, that wouldn't have inspired it. I'm guessing it's wrong. Anyway, so right away, first movie is Ford v Ferrari, and right away that is the greatest James Mangold movie ever made right now. So we'll see if that goes on. And we got Ford v Ferrari versus Logan right out of the bat.
Oh God.
I will leave this up to you two, because I hate Logan, but you know, I want to give it a fair shake, so I'll let you two discuss between Ford v Ferrari and Logan.
Yeah, sure, but we got to hear why you hate Logan as well.
Oh, it was so when it came out, I was real excited for it. I was like, because I like James Mangold for the most part. And and by the way, this also counts. We're doing franchise rules, and he also did the Wolverine. So Logan, Wolverine counted. We'll skip past Wolverine, but whichever one's your favorite, which most people it's Logan.
Okay.
I guess in this case, I would be do I like the Wolverine more than Ford v Ferrari? But you pick whichever one your favorite one, and then that's the one you're voting for essentially. Because otherwise, like if we do Robert Downey Jr., we're gonna go through like 20 different Avengers movies, and it'll take forever. This is just
That's a really good point. You know what though? I reckon the Wolverine is actually really underrated. Because there was the X-Men Origins Wolverine, the one that everybody hates, where they fucked up Deadpool and stuff.
I like that one though. I hate the good one, and I like the bad one.
I don't hate it as much as everybody else. Like, I think it's like cheesy, and I kind of like it. And plus, like, I kind of like I grew up with it or whatever. Like, so I kind of have a soft spot for it. But the Wolverine, man, that's kind of a badass movie. I remember seeing that in cinemas, and it was like the extreme screen thing where it's like, it's not quite IMAX, but it's like, I don't know, that they try and sell it on you hard. It's a bit more expensive. It was like this big event. I kind of love that movie. Yeah. Anyway, but we're not talking about that movie, so let's.
No, we're talking about Logan or the Wolverine versus Ford v Ferrari. Which Ford v Ferrari, Mickey Janison, who was a cinematographer on Groupers, worked on that. So
interesting.
There you go. Actually, he probably worked on a couple of these, I'm guessing. But anyway, I'm a real big fan of Ford v Ferrari, and I was kind of hyped on that one before it came out, and then I went and watched it in IMAX, and I thought it was pretty great. And then I saw Logan. I was all hyped for that. Went, saw it, and the movie just kept going, and I kept wanting to not keep going.
I'll give you that. The one thing I don't like about Logan is that they go so hard on trying to be like rated R, or if here it's actually rated MA, but they go really hard on like, I don't know, they chuck out some boobs right at the start, and they swear and stuff all like, and it doesn't feel like it fits. I'll give you that. But apart from that, it's perfect, and shut up.
All right. So where are you at, Bruce?
Well, I have not seen Ford v Ferrari. It's one of those movies that everyone tells me is great, and I always see it in my queue, and I never click on it. You know those movies you got? That's one of those movies. I'm like, it doesn't sound interesting to me. I'm not interested. It's just cars, and it's Christian Bale and who else?
Matt Damon.
Christian Bale.
Matt Damon.
Oh, yeah, see, all of that does not interest me. So I just said, I'm going to say Logan by default. I think I remember liking Logan at least pretty well. And I don't remember it very well other than kind of what Jack is saying. All of the... I remember there being some really cool stuff too with Captain Picard, like kind of losing his control and causing havoc. So I like that stuff too. So I'm going to go with Logan.
All right.
Okay, well, I got to say what I think of Ford v Ferrari first, I suppose. I actually also think that that's a pretty damn good movie. I watched it late though. I watched it like after everybody else, a year after everybody else, or whatever.
Not after me.
Not after you. um, no, I am a pretty big fan of that. I think Christian Bale is awesome in it, and I'm not a car guy, so just there for you, Bruce. Like, I don't give a fuck about cars. Know nothing about it. I'm the everyman, like nothing. But I still quite like that movie, but not as much as Logan. So I'm going Logan.
All right. Well, much to my chagrin, Logan wins this round.
What if Logan wins the whole thing and Eric's gonna be like, "I'm done. No more games.
This show's over. Fuck you guys." Cool. All right. So yeah, we got Logan. You know, not too surprising, but I still do love Ford v Ferrari. This is one of those movies that kind of got my juices going, especially watching it in IMAX, and then like I'll watch like a YouTube video of it, and I'll turn the video off and go, I just gotta watch the whole movie again. It's like one of those Shawshank movies for me. But moving on, the next movie is the Wolverine franchise. We'll skip that because is there anything else you want to add to the Wolverine before we blow past it? Because I think the Wolverine and Logan are rather different movies.
Yeah. The Wolverine's like heaps more like of an action, just like popcorn action type of thing. But Logan's obviously like that kind of Western feel to it and stuff. But no, not much else to add. I just think it's kind of underrated. People don't like that movie that much, but I kind of love it.
Yeah. So the next one we have is Night and Day. And I don't believe I've seen this one. So again, to my chagrin, I'm gonna have to vote for Logan on this one just by default. But where are you guys at on Night and Day?
So Night and Day is that the Tom Cruise?
Yeah.
And who's the side?
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Cameron Diaz. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. All I remember about that movie is riding on a motorcycle with one facing one way and one facing the other, or something. Maybe
that's the poster.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I remember the poster. I did see the movie, but boy, that is like a lower tier Tom Cruise, which is saying a lot because he's got a lot of higher tier stuff. It might even be below Maverick, in my opinion. I mean, that's saying something right there.
Top Gun Magnum is great.
Oh yes. I will vote for Logan. Logan's still winning, in my opinion.
Yep.
So I'm actually kind of a big fan of the Night and Day movie. At least I was when I watched it a few years ago, like when I was a teenager or whatever. I remember it was really fun, except there's this really weird trend in there where Tom Cruise keeps drugging Cameron Diaz. Like he knocks her out to bring her places because he's like a spy or whatever. And it's like
Cosby.
It's fucking super inappropriate. Yeah, it really kind of ruins that movie, if I'm being honest. But it's
so that's not how you get the women in your life from one place to another. That's not
how I transport women. No.
I'm taking notes. Hang on, I'm old. So
usually you just say, "Hey, do you want to go to this place?" And if they say no, you go, "That's cool. I will go without you." Then.
But I'm also surprised that Mangold directed that, because that's like, I think of Mangold, I think of like kind of prestige. You know, everyone kind of respects him, I feel like. But
yeah,
that's kind of like this kind of nothing popcorn movie that nobody really saw. And I'm going Logan, sorry.
It feels like a Brett Ratner movie. That's what it feels like.
I feel that. Yeah. Especially with the drugging.
Maybe. Anyway.
Sexual harassment.
Yeah.
So Logan, you're going to vote for Logan too, right?
Yeah.
Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately. If I seen Night and Day, I don't remember it. So I don't think I've seen it though. Next one is we got Logan versus 310 to Yuma. And I'm 310 to Yuma on this one all day.
I know you are. It's got the same energy as Ford v Ferrari. You know what I mean?
A little bit.
Yeah. But I'm going Logan.
I think as far as like remakes goes, it's probably I don't love the movie, but I think it's a pretty decent remake as far as those go. And anytime you get a new Western coming out, it's usually a good thing, I think. I don't know why. Probably the sepia tones to everything just looks cool, but
I will go. Let's see. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jack. I'm sorry.
No, that's what I was
310.
hoping for.
310 has got to win this one. 310 is pretty darn cool. If nothing else, there's so many. Well, there's of course the obvious train scenes and stuff, but there's so many great scenes when they're out just stuck with each other, and there's this kind of constant threat. And I love the character work in that movie too. So I have to go for 310.
That's the beauty of doing this with three people, I think. You know,
Yeah.
no one has to settle. I've been voted out and I'm quite happy about it because I would have just kept going Logan and I feel boring doing that. So
Yeah, me and my brother's done this a couple times. Like we've recorded a couple, but like we've done this like hundreds of times. And usually when people come over, like we'll get a bunch of people like just coming over for a barbecue or whatever, and we'll start playing. And me and Steve know what we would think would win, but you get new people into the mix, and it's like I don't know how this is going to turn out, but we'll find out. But that's kind of the fun of it, you know.
And people that aren't that into movies, it's like, what the hell are they going to vote for? You know what I mean?
They're like, that fucking Endgame. I don't give a shit. I didn't see your fucking French New Wave films. Like, well, I don't think the Russo brothers did a French New Wave film, but whatever. So we got 310 to Yuma is the current winner. And we got 310 to Yuma versus Walk the Line. And I will leave this up to you two because I'm leaning towards a one, but I really don't care which one wins on this one.
Okay, so
I like both of them.
That surprises me. I thought you guys were going to go definitely 310 to Yuma. I know that Walk the Line is kind of like a generic biopic. They go through the same things every single one of them does. But I kind of really like that movie.
Yeah,
how do you guys feel?
That one's like comfort food for me. Because when it came out, I saw it in theaters, and then it came out on DVD, and that was just a movie I kept putting on. Like, I don't know what to watch, fuck, I'll put Walk the Line in. Most of the time I put it on, I wasn't even paying attention. I knew the movie so well at that point that I was just like, just having it on in the background, like it was a comfort movie for me. So actually much like Ford v Ferrari is now, or Shawshank Redemption movie, as I explained earlier. Like if I walk in halfway through Walk the Line, I'm like, well, this is what I'm doing for the next however much time there is left on it.
Yeah, that's what I did with Monsters Inc. just the other night. I know that's a completely different movie, but it's just a half watch. I love a good
Monsters
half watch.
Inc. That's the one with Joaquin Phoenix, right? Is Johnny Cash
as Randall, the reptile guy? Yeah.
Oh, but
not really. That's Steve.
I lean more towards Walk the Line, but if 310 to Yuma wins, I won't be mad about it. Where are you at, Bruce?
I have not seen Walk the Line. I have never seen it.
So, damn.
So it's up to you guys.
Well, where are you at, Jack?
I'm going Walk the Line.
All right, Walk the Line it is. Or I could just go 310 to Yuma just so we could have a coin flip. No, we'll go Walk the Line. So we got Walk the Line or Identity. Yeah,
ooh.
John. Now I saw this one in theaters, and I remember liking it a lot. I haven't seen it since then. So I remember really liking this movie, but I haven't seen it as like I've seen Walk the Line hundreds of times. So I would lean more towards that, but I could be persuaded with Identity because I do remember liking it. It was just a movie I never went back to for whatever reason.
You haven't seen it since like 2003? Is that when it came out? Something like that, right?
Yeah, nailed it. Right. 2003. That's probably why you do good at those line things, the line art or whatever.
I didn't do that good.
Well, when they got the years in, you did better.
True. I'm actually okay at years. Identity. That is an interesting movie to me though. Like I remember not liking it as much as I thought I would because it's kind of like this creepy slasher whodunit type thing.
Yeah.
That ends up being really creative at the end, I will say. But my wife is a huge fan of that. I feel like I want to say that just for her. How do you feel about this, Bruce? Have you seen Identity?
I have seen Identity. So what are the rules if I've seen one but not the other, and I want to vote against the one I've seen?
I mean, if you hate it that much, then go.
Because I would vote
the thing
for
about
Walk the
Find Your
Line that I
Film
haven't
game is
seen.
There are no rules. This is for fun.
Yeah, I would vote against Identity and watch Walk the Line that I haven't seen because I did not like Identity.
What did you hate about Identity? Like,
well, it was one of those movies where it was kind of like, like you said, it was kind of like a slashery sort of a movie and lots of rain and kind of had that. It really has that Thousands vibe as well. Like it just feels like a Thousands movie. And then it has a twist, and I hated the twist. It was one of those for me. So you know how the twists either like make it feel like, wow, everything came together and it even elevated it further. And this is like the opposite. It was like, oh, everything else is just stupid because of that twist, in my opinion. And I didn't like it. I
get that.
And I also kind of hated the poster. The poster had that big stupid hand on it.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at on the IMDb.
So I'm going to vote against it.
Sometimes you have a twist that really works, and other times you have a high tension, which is like stop before the twist, and it's a great movie.
Yes.
Such a good point. Sorry.
So Identities, no.
It's a no for me, but I mean, I whatever the rules are, I would vote for Walk the Line.
I'm good with that.
I'm comfortable with that also.
So now we got Walk the Line versus Kate and Leopold. And I do not believe I've seen this one. So this is
nope.
Okay, we'll just
I don't know what that is.
It's Hugh Jackman and Meg Ryan.
Don't know it. Sounds
cool. I'm gonna mark that one down. Watch Kate and Leopold and re-record all of this. Gotcha. Next one. This is one I remember seeing, and I've not revisited it in a while, but we have Girl Interrupted.
I'm not the biggest fan of that one either, actually.
Bruce is sipping coffee.
And I'm wondering
what's actually I don't know water.
I don't know if that's him sipping means fuck this movie, or him sipping going, interesting. I do like this one.
Yeah, tell us.
Well,
where's your mind at, Bruce? What's in the box?
Well, my mind is at I definitely have always had a problem not a problem, I guess. I've always liked women that are kind of troubled and trouble. And this movie has 3. So yeah, this movie all the way. Girl Interrupted. Win.
Okay, I thought there was going to be more of a story to that.
Nope. I mean, you could fill in the gaps there, I suppose, but whatever. There you go. That's it.
Yeah, this goes back to the night and day thing. Bruce likes women in trouble. Sometimes he's got to drug them and drag them away for their own good.
This is the Find Your Film cancel Bruce game. I'll be done by the end of this.
Yeah, do not drug people and drag them off. That's a Find Your Film promise. We will not drug people and drag them away against their will.
But if you keep them institutionalized in a sanitarium,
it's still not good.
Then you get a good movie, though. I mean, seriously, you get a really good movie out of it.
Well, yeah. What was that? Clint Eastwood movie Changeling. Also with Angelina Jolie.
I forgot Angelina Jolie was in this.
Yeah,
that's what I said. It's Angelina Jolie. It's what's her name? Winona and
Winona
and what's her name? Who passed away from 8 Mile?
Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
We got her, Clea Duvall.
See,
Elizabeth.
There you
Moss.
go.
Elizabeth Moss was in this.
Even another one. There you go. See,
Jared Leto's in it.
This is chock full of them.
I'm just kidding.
Jared Leto. No.
Jeffrey Tambor.
Oh yeah, Jared Leto, and he's got a big beard, and he looks really weird in it.
Vanessa Redgrave, Whoopi Goldberg. Dude, this cast is stacked. Actually, most
prefer to pretend like he's not in this movie. He's a blank spot in my brain as far as that goes. So I think Girl Interrupted. Who do you guys vote for?
I'm depending on what Jack says, I'm down for a coin flip on this one.
No, I was gonna say depending on what you say.
Coin flip it is. Mostly because I want an excuse to flip a coin. So we got heads. Hold on, let me put it here. Heads. I don't have to show you. You know that coins have heads and tails.
Which is which? That's all we need to know.
We don't have
Heads
coins in
is
Australia. I don't know what that is.
Heads
I'm
is
joking.
Girl Interrupted. Tails is Walk the Line.
I thought we were on 310 to Yuma.
No, it was
No,
Walk
it
the
was
Line.
Walk the
So
Line. Yeah.
we got Tails. I forgot what Tails was.
Yeah, I
Walk
was
the Line?
about to say. I just forgot.
Rewind the tape. What if we say it's the wrong one?
Yo, check tape. I think Tails was Walk the Line because I didn't want to do Tails Girl Interrupted because that seemed gauche to do that. All right, we have Walk the Line.
Cool.
Technically we got two, but I don't know how many have seen his first one, so this might be the last one, but we'll see. We have Walk the Line or Copland. Where are you guys at on Copland?
I haven't seen it.
I vote. Ooh, this is a tough one, but because Sylvester Stallone is on my background, I have to vote for Copland.
So, Jack, you're in very big trouble now, mister. Having not seen Copland, how dare you, sir? Well, I guess you haven't seen it, but like,
Copland's pretty damn cool.
What's your, is that one that you're aware of, or you just weren't interested, or it's been on the queue and you just never got to it? Or?
I'm aware of it, but I'm just not really. Yeah, I'm not really into those sorts of. I don't know. It's like a crime drama thing. It's gonna be like any other number of movies. You know what I mean? Am I being disrespectful saying this? I have been recommended it many times, and I've meant to watch it.
You're not being disrespectful, but hearing that, and this is why these conversations are always fun, because you hear people's like, "Oh, I haven't seen that because X, Y, Z." And it's like, might not be what you think it is.
Okay, that intrigues me.
Probably going to Copland. Not you may watch it and you might say fuck this movie, but I think you might be pleasantly surprised.
Okay. Because I love a movie that's not what you think it's gonna be. You know, yeah. I enjoy that a lot, so that intrigues me.
Well, doesn't it have Fat Rocky in it? So I mean, that's something right there.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's the Sylvester Stallone. He kind of fattened himself up for the holidays and for Copland, and yeah, basically it's him in this area of town that cops live in, and they can kind of do whatever they want. And Stallone's kind of like a meek character, like doesn't want to stir the pot too much.
Oh, yeah.
But then he gets to the point where like he starts seeing the cops start, getting okay, you're gonna get, you're going to break these laws or whatever. I can look the other way. But then they start going a little too far. And he's like, you're kind of being a dickhead. But he doesn't Stallone out on them. Right. He just basically calls them out. And they're like, well, you're not. Probably more Serpico than it is like a revenge movie. Where Al Pacino's like, hey, you guys just do what you do and just leave me alone. And then when they started fucking with him, he's like, okay, we're going to play this game. Well, fuck you too. And then, but also, God, I wish Steve was here for this. He loves Stallone in general, but he fucking loves Copland and Bruce Springsteen. And there's a part where he's playing Stolen Car by Bruce Springsteen. And is the love interest. It's like, why have you never gotten married? And it's like, oh, the good girls were taken. And so it's like a real I didn't sell that at all. But it was a good moment.
You did kind of sell me on the movie though, because I love a morally gray thing, that intrigues me a bit more. So.
That and Ray Liotta, like he's a fucking asshole in this. Fucking Ray Liotta, fucking Harvey Keitel. Fuck, who else is in this thing?
I thought De Niro was in it. Am I wrong? Am I crazy?
Yeah, no, he's in it. Let me see.
Yeah, it's got a pretty stacked cast. I remember it was kind of Oscar baity. I don't think it quite did that well, but I remember it being it's kind of a little more boilery than you think it would be, but at the same time it's also not as stereotypical as these movies sometimes are. So it's at least fun to watch, I think.
Yeah, we got Peter Berg, Janine Garofalo, Robert Patrick, Michael Rappaport. I forgot he was in this. He's so good. Yeah. It's got John Spencer. Yeah, we got some good stuff. I'm all in. You know what? I'm Jack Fitzpatrick. You're our guest. I'm gonna let you pick.
But I haven't even seen it.
Girl Interrupted or Copland. You know what? For that, I'm gonna go ahead and flip the coin. We didn't think we'd do it once, and now we're gonna do it twice.
Do we know? We probably were wrong the first time, but let's see if we get it right this time.
So, heads, Girl Interrupted. Girl Interrupted gets heads.
Because it's about
because it's a mind game, man.
Minds having problems.
We gotta do the thing. Tails is Copland. Because that's in the rear view. You look in the rear view to see the cops.
Yeah, it's very thematic.
Yes, and Peter Berg does have a sweet ass. So, all right. Tails, Copland with Peter Berg's sweet ass.
And you said there was one more movie?
There is. I haven't seen this. Maybe you guys have, so I'll just say it. But if no one's seen it, then Copland wins. But it's called Heavy.
Nah.
The life of an overweight, unhappy cook is changed after a kind, beautiful college dropout comes to work as a waitress at his and his mother's roadside restaurant. Starring Pruitt, Taylor Vince, Liv Tyler, Shelley Winters, Debbie Harry. Oh,
Shelley Winters? How the fuck old was she when she made that movie?
Well, it came out in 93, I think. 95.
I don't know who a lot of those people are.
Debbie Harry? You know who Debbie Harry is? Blondie? Ever heard of Blondie?
Evan Dando. Who's
No,
Evan Dando?
sorry.
Is that Lemonheads guy?
Blondie! Oh my God. Youngins.
Bruce, who's Evan Dando?
Evan Dando's lead singer of I want to say the Lemonheads.
Lemonheads. There you go. I was thinking Mudhoney for some reason.
And he dated Winona Ryder, I think, for a while. So I wonder if maybe that was a connection there.
Maybe. David Patrick Kelly. Oh,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, right off the bat, he's got a stat cast.
Yeah,
this one I might have to check out. Don't know if I like it or not, but definitely check it out.
That's got to be towards the end of what's her name's career, Shelley. Yeah.
Definitely. Let me check hers out.
Yeah. Do you know who she is?
Yeah, with the good. Go ahead.
Well, she's very famous for older movies, but she was in Poseidon Adventure. She might have won an Oscar for that. And she was in Lolita, and she's been in a ton of things. She always played the brash, annoying, like clinging wife or something in movies a lot of times, and that was kind of her role. So yeah.
She has 162 credits, so let's just blast through her film.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, La Bamba.
Every one of them is Jack going up. Nope, haven't seen it.
La Bamba, L.A. B-O-M-B-A. Her last movie was La Bamba, not the Lou Diamond Phillips movie, spelled different. She played Professor Summers Delactor's Studio. I don't know what that name means.
Nope.
Portrait of a Lady.
So the winner is officially Copland?
Yeah,
I suppose.
How did that happen?
A flip of a coin, literally.
How was it not Logan?
It is in my books.
Shelley Winters. After Heavy, she did Jury Duty, Portrait of a Lady. Some 10 episodes of Roseanne. Before that, she was in Silence of the Hams, which I still need to see that because Joe Dante and John Carpenter have a cameo in that. And I
what
really
the hell
that.
Is that? What's that about?
It's about hams that aren't allowed to talk. I'm assuming.
It has to be. I guarantee Hannibal Lecter must be the character in that.
Very good, Bruce.
I'm
not probably wrong. I'm just guessing.
I'm going to look that up right now
the name
to
of it.
see if Hannibal Lecter.
I mean, how can it not be Hannibal Lecter? This is like a Mad Magazine article or something. It's like one of their fake parodies. Terrible.
Oh no, we got Dom DeLuise is Dr. Animal Cannibal Pizza.
What does Burt Reynolds play? That's what I want to know.
Billy Zane plays Joe D. Foster.
Oh my god.
I'm going to go ahead and not watch this movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and
report back to us, Eric.
Phyllis Diller plays Old Secretary. Bubba Smith.
Good Lord.
Rip Taylor. Shelley Winters.
Shelley Winters, that's right. They were picking out all the old. That's like a Love Boat crew or Love Boat episode right there with all those characters, which that's also something you've probably never seen, Jack, but Love Boat. So you know how basically now it's some kind of weird reality TV shows where all the old actors go to die or they become like a housewife of something, but then they would all go into the Love Boat and every episode would be like some old actor trotting out onto the Love Boat to have some mini story for 1 week, and it was really sad and people watched it and loved it.
Okay, I
knew
that
exhilarating.
I knew that John Carpenter and Joe Dante was in this. Joe Dante plays Dying Man. Spoiler alert, he probably doesn't live. But John Carpenter, guess who he plays? At least according to IMDb. Trenchcoat Man / the Gimp. Bring out the Gimp, and then John Carpenter's like, smoking. God, what do you guys want? We're gonna fuck again? I guess that's cool.
The most surprising thing about that is that I have not seen that movie because I've seen a lot of really shitty movies, and that would have been one of them.
Eddie D.
Do you think Joseph Bridges is saying it?
John
Probably.
I'd take a bet that he has.
I need to watch this movie, Silence of the Hams. Let's see who directed this.
Someone famous, I'm sure.
James
Ezio Greggio. Ezio? E-Z-I-O? Greggio?
Ezio Greggio.
Oh,
so Jack, before we lose you, what is your next video on the horizon? What's coming? Give us a preview, a sneak preview, you might say.
Next video is kind of a boring one. It's just about a collection update. That's the one I'm planning to post next. But I also have.
I need to interrupt you real quick. I will not have you bad
no
mouthing Let's Crash This Parade on our show. You will not badmouth. It's a wonderful YouTube program, and everyone should watch it. But go on. I'm sorry, I digress.
Thank you so much. But then I have a bunch of stuff coming out in October, like I was saying. Like I have like numerous kind of horror topics. Not necessarily I just choose a movie and review it, but more like topics, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of excited for a few of those. And I have one coming up soon that's making fun of some IMDb stuff that they've got going on. So it's kind of relevant there. Some data that I find quite funny, if that makes any sense, without giving everything away.
Can you expand on that a little bit?
Because
I do know on your channel, like sometimes you do the reviews, but like sometimes you get like really kind of, I can tell that you got something on your mind. You know, like I need to get this out, and this sounds like maybe that's one of those, perhaps.
Well, it's making fun of the people who enter the user guide entries who put in the parents guide stuff.
Yes.
And it's the people who fixate on the weirdest shit. I'll give you one example that is in the video. The movie Cruella that came out like a year or two ago. They say that there are numerous dogs in the movie, but they specifically point out that you don't see any of their genitals because it's CGI.
So they're upset about that?
Fuck this movie.
Or maybe
like dog in it.
Maybe they're telling parents it's okay because of that. Like
well,
they're approving of it. They're like, thank you for making sure that none of these CGI animals had genitals. I can show this to my kids now.
I don't know who was worried about that, like who was looking out for that. Like,
well, that person was looking out for it.
Yeah, there's certain families that they have their pet dog, but they want them to wear pants.
I think if you look it up, it's probably Ezio Greggio or whatever that guy's name was.
All right. So
before we go, did you show Jack your shirt? Because I think he needs to see it.
I did see that. Yeah, I just saw you put the picture up on Facebook earlier. I love that.
This was actually a Bruce special right here.
That
But,
is incredible.
So me, Bruce, and Greg, like we got our Facebook Messenger chat, and one day Bruce like throws this fucking gem out there, and I'm like, that's going on a fucking t-shirt. God damn it.
He just added the logo or whatever to it.
Yeah.
So I just got to say, before we lose you, that I always love watching your videos, and I have them subscribed, which everyone else should be subscribing. And it's just always fun to hear your voice and hear what you're thinking and what you're doing out there. And I like the fact that we don't always agree. I mean, I've suggested things like, this is good, and you're like, oh, hell no, this is not good. And vice versa. And it's also good because someone I know who really loves movies, but I mean, I can go like, wow, it really gave me a better appreciation to maybe Saw. And I saw Saw when they came out, but then I kind of go back to them like, I kind of can actually visualize the awesomeness of Saw. And I would not have gone and loved, I can't see it now because I don't have my real actual work behind me, my Malignant poster behind me. You'd be able to see if I actually had my actual room back there. I would probably not have gone and seen Malignant and ended up loving it so much if I hadn't listened to the video that you put out right beforehand, kind of like in anticipation going through all the James Wan stuff. So that's my personal testimonial.
Thank you. That actually means a lot. That's really nice to hear, especially if I'm giving love to, I'm giving Malignant to people, because everybody should experience Malignant.
I just remember seeing it in the theater, and that was in the period when everything was like out of the theater, right? And there was like 2 or 3 people in there. And I remember at one point going, I'll just say, when the jail cell scene happened, which you know what that is very well, the jail cell scene happened in there, and I was like, oh, hell yeah. And I started like saying stuff. There was like one other person in there, and I was like, okay, here we go.
I think once you get to that jail scene, it's like, it clicks. It's like, that's what kind of movie I'm watching. You're not so sure before that.
Yep, absolutely.
Also, kind of the piggyback on a little thing Bruce brought up is like, because you like, I think all 3 of us have different tastes in certain areas. But like we did a review on Orphan First Kill, and I hated that movie. But like the whole time I'm watching this movie, because I know, Jack, I know what kind of movies you kind of lean towards. So I'm watching it going, I wonder what Jack thinks of this.
I haven't seen it yet.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask. Do you know when that comes out in your area, or did you like the first one? Or
sorry, I'm pretty sure it comes out soon. Yeah, but I'm not exactly sure when. I know that it's actually coming out to cinemas, but it's not for you guys, right? It's just streaming. Is that right?
It's playing in theaters here.
Oh, okay, it is. I thought
it might be streaming. I don't know. I didn't check.
Oh, okay. I thought it went to Paramount or something for some reason. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. Funny story though. The first one, the first Orphan, I thought was ridiculous the first time I saw it. Like that twist at the end, we probably shouldn't spoil anything or whatever, but like I thought it was laughable. But I'm like really interested to see how they pull it off in terms of the opposite problem. Because in the first one, she's a kid. And oh well, I guess I won't spoil it actually, but it's the opposite problem.
Yes, I think it kind of goes campy and weird in its own way in this new movie too, and I think you might really appreciate it. I don't think it went hard enough. I know that Eric was fully out by the time it did that, but I kind of
fully out after the opening credits.
I kind of appreciated it, and I think kind of like if you kind of go in with that attitude, like this is gonna be kind of on the verge of camp, kind of on the verge of silliness, you might enjoy it more.
But I mean,
that sounds like my thing.
But that's one of the fun things about like just talking to different people with different movie tastes. Like, I can't tell you how many movies I saw that like I'm not digging this one. My sister's gonna fucking love this though, and then so I can recommend the movie to her. But it's not a movie I would be like, woohoo, 5 stars. I'd be like, fuck this movie. My sister's gonna love the shit out of it though.
I totally get that. And I hate the whole like thing on the internet where everybody only wants to hear their own opinion repeated back to them. I think that's just such a boring thing. Like
that was so satisfying.
I constantly listen to people that I disagree with. This is a random one that's come to the top of my head, but there's another YouTube channel called Possessed by Horror. And I really like watching her videos, but I disagree with her on almost everything. But it's like, that's not a reason to kind of not hear what somebody has to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's people like Greg, and when we vehemently disagree, he like gets glee in his eyes. He loves it. He's like, yes.
They call him Greg Slick, by the way.
Yeah, I've heard that.
They call him 4-star Greg Slick.
Every woman he's ever slept with gave him 4 stars. But anyway, Jack, thanks for coming on with us today, and we'll have to do this again soon because
sure.
Yeah.
And anyone listening, check out Let's Crash This Parade. In fact, if anyone's listening, subscribe to us because you probably already are. Subscribe to Let's Crash This Parade. But yeah, it was awesome talking to you in person, or at least through the internet. And I really dig your YouTube channel and seeing you on the cinematics page. And yeah, can't wait to see what you got coming up in the future.
Thanks so much, and same to you guys. I love all your shows and everything. So, thank you.
Thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you soon.